It's that time of the week. Washington football team quarterback breakdown. This is Todd. We're back another week, another breakdown, and unfortunately, another loss, a heartbreaker. 59-yard field goal, especially after a performance by Alex Smith that I thought was the best quarterbacking that this team has seen all year. Nearly 400 yards. None of it happened in a garbage time situation. 0 interceptions. Now, he also threw 0 touchdowns. Maybe that's just the play calling towards in those goal line situations, but either way, no touchdowns, no turnovers, only 2 sacks. Thought he played well. He did have a handful of misses. We'll see all of that, but they also pushed the ball down the field. There were back-to-back plays that total resulted in 50 yards. That's how you score. Now, early on, they moved the ball. They just failed to capitalize and score points. Everyone was making mistakes, not just the quarterback, and not even the quarterback so much. He did have a touchdown throw that he missed. He had a couple throws under pressure where he almost made it. You would love to have seen it. And there were a couple situations where pressure caused a big play or a bigger play to not happen. So we're going to get into all of that. If you like the video, subscribe, give it a like, give it a comment. Check out our podcast on every possible podcast platform. Check out our Twitter. We do breakdowns there as well at Todd Podcast. So here we go. Quarterback breakdown, Washington football team. First attempt of the game. Here we go. 2nd and 9. Here's what they're trying to do. You've got this crossing route here by Terry, and then you've got you've got Isaiah Wright on the dig, and Sims is running this fly. And what they're trying to do is have Terry's route here, open it up over here, carry these defenders, and open up the dig route for Isaiah Wright. Okay? And let's watch what happens, because that's exactly what happens. 2nd and 9. They bring a little bit of pressure, and it's picked up well. Peyton Barber's back there in coverage. Picked up well. Clean pocket. Good throw over the middle. You get 22 yards. Next play, 1st and 10. We're going to get a 5-yard scramble here from Alex Smith. They were trying to just work some underneath, some spot routes, just little slant routes, little hook routes, just get a few yards. He had a couple options right about here. You see, he's looking left, and he looks like he's looking for this slant first. And it's being covered by this defender who's coming underneath. And so it looks like he comes back and wants to hit Logan Thomas, which he could. And at this point, you've got Terry uncovering on this side of the field. But before he even makes his way fully over to that side of his progressions, and this looks like a full field read where he's reading left, middle, and then right. He starts to feel this pressure. Pocket's collapsing some, so he steps into the open area, and he just takes off and runs. And I'm not mad about that. You get 5 yards, and crazy to see him running. Crazy to see that. It's very exciting to see that he's out on the field and he's able to move like that. I want to see what he saw behind the line here. You see he's got Logan there, and I'm betting he's seeing this linebacker breaking, and he just wants to play it safe. No problem with that. 5 yards, he probably would have gotten a lot more with the throw. Solid play. Another 1st and 10. Lines are showing man, single high. You've got this single high safety. You've also got some pre-snap motion. Logan Thomas there, which gives away, it's indicating man. Just watch Terry Mclaren. All right, he's going to catch the ball here. But I want you to watch this route that he runs. Terry's just going to go up and then boom and then go out. Watch the route. It's incredible. Terry Mclaren is so good. Look at the separation he creates on Trufant, who is not a bad cornerback. Watch right here. He's won. At this point, Terry has won this route, and boom. Next thing you know, look at all that separation. Look at the gap there. That's an easy throw for a quarterback. Quarterback's best friend. Great play by Terry Mclaren. Good throw. Solid protection. 3rd and 13 now. This is that terrible, terrible sequence where they went from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 13, and this play is going to end up being a sack, okay? Before we look at the play, though, I want to look at what the Lions are doing defensively. This is interesting. Now, what they're showing appears to be cover 2, man. That's what they are showing. Possibly maybe cover 4, quarters coverage with 4 quarter defenders. Okay, but it looks a lot like cover 2 man. And that's what they run. They run cover 2 man. But there's a twist to it. I'm going to press play, but I want you to watch what this corner does and what this safety do. Okay? And watch Terry Mclaren, who's running this underneath crossing route. Here we go. Snap the ball, and Terry is running this underneath crosser. Now look at who's in coverage against him. This is that safety that we thought was a half-field safety. He came down, in man coverage against Terry, it appeared, and Trufant appears to have become the half-field safety back here. Now, that is very interesting. That appears to be an inverted cover 2 man, which I have not seen. I'm sure it's in the league. I just haven't seen it. It's interesting, and it seems like it could work very well, and it also seems like it could work terribly, just depending on what the offensive call is. In this situation, what they're trying not to do is give up those 13 yards, right? Terry is open underneath. He's probably not going to get you all 13. Maybe the defender is here, but by the time the ball would have gotten to him, he would be there to make a tackle on him, probably short of the 13 yards. We've talked about the defensive coverage. Now let's talk about Alex and what happens. Alex takes a sack. He's going to take this snap here. He's going to drop back, and right about here, the first thing to notice is the offensive line fails him, giving up pressure. We'll look at it from the other angle. He's got pressure coming from both ends and up the middle. This is right when Terry is coming open, okay? So he ends up taking the sack. He tries to bail right instead of getting that ball out to Terry. But I want to show you what Alex is seeing here. Because he takes this snap, and right about here when he hits the top of his drop, this is what he's seeing. All blue. All blue is coming his way. And so he's got Terry here. At this point, it seems like I would imagine he's dropped his eyes on top of that. If he's getting this ball to Terry, odds are he's taking a shot, okay? I'd love to see him just stand in here, deliver this ball, float it out to Terry. That's not a great line. Float this ball out to Terry, get some yards, keep you in field goal range. What he cannot do on this play is take a sack, puts you at 4th and 27 at 38, makes it about a 55-yard field goal, which Hopkins is injured. He's also not been very accurate this year, so they decide to punt instead of kick. And so this drive it ends in misery. It's a terrible way to end this drive. Can't have this sack. Alex played well all day. Alex played well. I got to stop keeping these videos paused for so long. Alex played well all day, but this was a bad play, a sack you can't take. Just throw that ball. Take the hit. All right, here we go, 2nd and 7. They get the ball back. Lions appear to be in a sort of base cover 2, really. Washington is running crossing routes with these two, and Alex just gets the ball out quickly to McKissick underneath. And I think that's a good decision. Call him check down, Charlie, whatever you want. McKissick is just running a simple crossing route underneath, and if these deep crossing routes are not available, which you're trying to put pressure on these safeties with these deep crossing routes, but if they're not available, they're at least going to push these zone defenders back, and it's going to give you the underneath throws, and that's exactly what it does. So you fake the play action, you just get that ball out there, you get 9 easy yards, and you didn't have much going on down the field anyway. 2nd and 4. Now here's what Washington is doing, all right? Let's look at it right after this motion happens. They motion Jeremy Sprinkle over to the other side of the formation. You've got fly route here, and you've got this over route, this deep over crossing route towards the sideline, and then you've got this check down. So from the far hash, Logan Thomas is running towards the sideline, and it's off the play action. So what they're trying to do is go play action, trying to get these linebackers here, or these underneath zone defenders to step up, not stick up, not rob anybody, step up, and then hit the tight end Logan Thomas here over the top. Now, I would wager that that's a throw you could hit. This defender did step up in coverage or in run defense, but he's able to kind of get back and recover. So this is the ball Alex could throw. He opts not to, and actually, if you watch closely, ball fake. He starts off looking right, looking Cam Sims' way. And this defender, he's got his eyes right here. He's got his eyes on the quarterback the whole way. So he comes back to the other side, to the middle, really, looking Logan Thomas's way, and then opts for the check down. They covered well. The Lions are playing cover 3. It's just pretty standard, pretty base cover 3 here. You've got your third, all right? And then these are responsible for this area underneath zone defenders. So only one of them bites up on the fake. So he can make this throw right now. This throw to Logan Thomas right now. Instead opts for the check down. He gets 7 yards. I think it was a good decision. 2nd and 8. This is going to be an incompletion. Now here's what Washington is trying to do. That fake screen where you had that long completion down the field to Cam Sims. Off of them running these little bubble screens that they run, and I like this call. It worked well last week. That's what they're trying to do. You got Logan Thomas in, and they're blocking, fake blocking Logan Thomas and Cam Sims for a sec, pump fake the screen, and then look downfield. Only problem is the Lions play it pretty well, force Alex out of the pocket, ends up being an incompletion. Because the Lions are in zone defense, and so watch Alex here. Watch him pump fake. Let me get back far enough, okay? Fake, and then Logan right here. I would wager, if you were asking me, I'd say that this is a throw you could make. Maybe not the easiest tight window. I think it made sense for him to bail right here because there wasn't much. There weren't really any reads on this side of the field going on. It made sense for him to bail there to me. He bails, and then you could say, okay, well, at this point, once he's made out of the pocket, you could try to throw back across your body, Logan Thomas, throw it to McKissick and just get a yard or two. Try to float it over this defender and get it to Cam Sims. Maybe we're asking for some Patrick Mahomes type of plays, Russell Wilson type of plays. Kind of ends up being a throwaway, and I get that. I think he's got to go to Thomas right here if he wants to. I think he's got to go to him right at this point. It ends up being incomplete. It was just a play call. You're trying to exploit something, and it didn't work. Incompletion, live to fight another down. 3rd and 8 now after that incompletion. And let's watch this play once. Alex Smith under pressure just barely misses J.D. McKissick for what would have at least been a conversion, if not a touchdown. Let's watch it from behind the quarterback here. Get a better look at how close this was. So close. Alex Smith was under a lot of pressure. Now let's look at why he was under so much pressure. The Lions bring what is called a zero blitz. They bring 6 players on the blitz, okay? That leaves 5 in coverage, and so that means you have no safety help, no one over the top. You've got 5 in coverage, you've got 5 receivers, every man on their own, a zero blitz, an all-out blitz. Now the interesting thing about it is he's showing man, or he's lining up right across from Logan Thomas, but he's coming on the blitz. He's lining up across from Cam Sims, but they're also both rushing on the blitz, and so that leaves these safeties in man coverage. Now I want you to see after the play starts who they are in coverage against, okay? The safety right here is in coverage underneath on Logan Thomas. This safety right here, he's trying to make his way all the way down to Steven Sims. So you look at the amount of separation between, let me get this right, the amount of separation between these players and the people that they are covering. Now you also notice 2 free rushers that are in the face of Alex Smith. Why did that happen? I'm willing to bet that whether it was Alex, whether it was McKissick, not sure, but that a protection call was missed here. That McKissick may have been supposed to stay here and protect one of these free rushers, or maybe the call was for him to get out as well, and Alex is just going to stand in there and get the ball. The thing is, if McKissick stays and he picks up one of these 2, I want you to watch Sims and Thomas. We talked about, they are both open, all right? Sims and Thomas are both open, getting you the 8 yards you need, because their defenders were those safeties over the top as a result of this blitz. Alex just doesn't have time. He falls back. He fades back, which he has to do to buy himself just enough extra time, and barely misses the throw. McKissick staying in and blocking. There's still a free rusher. He still has to throw the ball hot. He's not having time no matter what, and so maybe it doesn't matter. But it seems like there was a misprotection here, that there should be 1 free rusher instead of 2 free rushers. Another man blitz by the Lions that leaves guys open underneath. 1st and 10, backed up 7-yard line. Again, Lions showing single high, and I believe that they go with. It looks like that this cornerback is about to bail and cover that half field. It's tough to say because the play happened so quickly. Washington just trying to get some space here. You just got this hook, flat, hook, and then just that sort of wheel route, or just backfield route from the running back there. Swing route. That's what I was looking for, the word swing route. Alex just decides he opts for McKissick. I mean, you basically have to pick a guy and choose. McKissick he chooses. Logan Thomas out here is probably getting you the most yards of the group, but pretty much everyone on this play is open, getting you something, and so you get 3 yards. This is not a check down. This is Alex. This is every route on this play is a short route, just trying to get some yards. He just opts for McKissick. It's not exactly what I would call a check down, though. 3rd and 5 here at the 12-yard line. You need to get to the 17 for the first down, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get about 5 to 7 yards, just what they need to convert. Now watch this triangle here that the receivers make. The routes, boom, triangle. Alex tries to get it to McKissick. It is low and behind. Sims is out here. Yeah, you say Sims is open, but 1, this defender jumped up because of the throw, and 2, he didn't make a bad decision. He didn't make a bad throw. You need 5 yards. These guys are running to that yard line, and they are getting in the spot where you can throw the ball. Now you want to talk about something that Washington has struggled with all year, picking up stunts on the offensive line. He goes here. He goes here. And that's what causes the errant throw is the pressure. First of all, watch here where you have Logan Thomas come in and just about sitting here. Okay? And I think that Alex wanted to throw this ball in time to Thomas as he was turning around. If you look right here, Alex is about to throw that ball. He is about to throw it. He's looking right down the middle, Thomas. But he's forced to step to the side, shuffle, because of that pressure that Schweitzer is giving up from the stunt. And then immediately after that, Lucas is giving up the other man from the stunt, and he makes this throw while getting hit, and it forces a bad throw. It's a tough throw to make. I'm convinced that he's trying to work Logan Thomas right here. He's got space from these defenders, and that gets you the first down, but the pressure forces the bad throw, incompletion, and also kind of a drop by McKissick. Now you've got 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, starting off with good, solid field position here. Good return by Danny Johnson on the kickoff. Motion out wide by McKissick. You've got both running backs in, and Alex Smith basically has a couple options here. He can work this screen to Gibson, I believe. I'm thinking he can work it. It's not just a fake. He can work it. He comes back, or he can work this screen underneath to McKissick, but it's covered. They're honestly both covered pretty well, and so it's an incomplete throw. He just tries to tuck it back in there to McKissick. You don't lose yards. Lions just defended it well. Again, outside, and then here, it's a middle screen. It's usually you'd see these running backs running out to the right or to the left or on a swing. It's a middle screen. Alex takes a shot there. Just and I don't love this effort by the offensive line. They can't block anybody more than a yard, but they just don't block at all, right? It's a completely wrecked play, and completion is honestly the best case scenario. 2nd and 10 now after the failed screen. You've got a 7-yard completion to McKissick, who is lined up out wide. He played a lot more receiver. We saw it last week. We've been seeing it more, and I think it's good. He's good with the ball in his hands, just this underneath crossing route, and you see how much separation, not separation, but how many yards he has to work with, how much room he has to work with, really. Now, if you want to talk about this being a check down, I wouldn't necessarily, I guess it is kind of, but, downfield, you've got Cam Sims in this out route, which is something you could have worked. Other than that, though, I think you made a decision here that works well. You get 7 yards underneath, come up, make the tackle, and boom. If you wanted to, sit back here, step up, and then work Cam Sims, who was working this out route. And based on this position with this defender, this cornerback facing this way and him working that way, you've won. Lions are running cover 3. Get 7 yards to McKissick underneath. And I'm not mad about that one. 3rd and 3. Need 3 yards. They're trying to work Gibson. Alex tries to work Gibson. Swing pass out of the backfield. You've got McKissick. Pre-snap, sweep action. You're trying to get these defenders to take just one step to get them out of position as the play is starting. And he gets this ball out to Gibson pretty quickly. And then you've just got a good tackle. And also, I want to see Gibson make this man miss here. Get the 3 yards you need. Make this man miss. Other options, you've got Logan Thomas. You're working here. You got Cam Sims. But it's tough to know because this ball has already been thrown before these guys even get to their spot. So tough to know where these zone defenders would have been based on what their responsibility is. 3rd and 3, and you just don't convert. 4th and 3 now. They're going for it. I love that. I love the mentality that Ron Rivera is instilling in this team and how aggressive they're being. Now look at this. You've got trips right tight. It's not bunch exactly. They're just trips all to the right, and they're lined up pretty tight. And you line up tight like that, again, Lions are giving an impression that they might be running man coverage, but either way, usually when they're running man, you're trying to tangle these guys up. And so you've got the in. Let me draw this out. You've got the in route, you've got the corner route by Steven Sims, you got the zig route by Cam Sims. And if they're playing man and all these different routes, you're going to tangle them up. In this case, they actually aren't playing man. You still do have guys open. So 4th and 3, they're showing some pressure pre-snap, and they bail out of it. They only bring 4. Lucas loses, doesn't have a great rep there. First of all, both Sims managed to get themselves open. Look at Steven Sims there. And then Cam Sims on a zig route manages to get himself open. And talk about a guy who's been impressive for a few games now. Cam Sims makes a tough catch, breaks a tackle, and gets you more than 3 yards. Gets you 10 extra. And I just want to look at this catch again. Alex reading right. Boom. Nice tough catch, and great job to break the tackle. He's looking middle, and then he's looking right, and then it looks like he's looking Steven Sims' way, and then at this point comes to Cam Sims. He had both Sims available. You know, if you look at when he's looking this way, Steven Sims is breaking. Again, anytime this defender has opened up his hips inside and you're going outside or vice versa, you've won. And Steven Sims won here. Also did Cam Sims, and so 4th and 3. I like the aggressiveness. Pays off. First down. 1st and 10 after you convert on 4th down. Lions again showing that single high look. That cover 3. That's what they roll with. Cover 3 zone. They're not in man here. Washington is just running some slants. Slant. He's kind of going up and over the middle. And then you've got this route into the flat. McKissick, check down. Hit Terry here, it looks like he's looking that direction. Sims, not an option. Right, not here. You could hit Logan Thomas as well. We'd have to hit Terry immediately. You're going to hit Terry, though. You're going to put him right into the face of that. He's probably going to take a shot there to get that ball out earlier. He just waits for McKissick to turn around, gets him the ball. You get 8 yards. Call that a check down. I think I'd call it a good decision. 3rd and 5 here. This is what I would call a game-changing play, okay? Pre-snap motion, it's indicating man. Now, it looks like they run man across the board except for Terry. It looks like they were trying to disguise their coverage with him some. We talked about that earlier, but that doesn't matter too much on this play. I thought that this was a very good play call by offensive coordinator Scott Turner. He takes a lot of flack. He makes some bad calls. All coordinators do. I think his offensive game plan is still growing. I think it's improved. I think his play calling has improved. We've seen them improve offensively. Quarterback play has improved. In these 35 situations, we've seen McKissick motion out wide like he did just here. Let's watch it again. We've seen McKissick motion out wide so many times. And typically what he does in these situations, especially 3rd and 5, 4th and 5, whatever you need, run up 5 yards and run an out route. That's what we've seen him do several times. So let's watch what he does in this play. 3rd and 5. Boom. Out route. And look, that out route is there. It always works. This play, it always works. Except that's not what they're running this time. You see that it's there. You need 5 yards. He's there for 5 yards. What Scott Turner does, we're going to take advantage of this. They know we run this. They've seen it on film. Let's run the out, and then let's run the up. And so at this point in the play where you can see where it's paused, McKissick is breaking up field. And boom, he wins. He gets open. And Alex just misses him. Wasn't pressure. He just missed him for what should have been a touchdown. Unfortunate. Just doesn't put enough touch on the ball. More than anything, though, more than touch, just puts this ball too far outside. You can float this thing, and put it right about here. And just I think maybe he's a little too eager to get it there and just puts too much heat on it and just throws it too far outside. I mean, McKissick also was a smaller guy. I think if hypothetically, if it's a Cam Sims on this throw, maybe that's a catch he makes. Is a Gandy Golden, maybe an Isaiah Wright, maybe even a Terry. McKissick's one of the smaller guys on the team, but man, out, up, win, and just a missed touchdown opportunity. Other thing I want to look at here, and we broke this down on Twitter. If you don't follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at Todd, the letter N Todd podcast. Alex is looking middle. He's holding this defender. He doesn't want to lead him to the left with his eyes. So he is looking this way whole time. And then immediately, quickly, boom, right throw. And that way, that defender is out of position. If he's looking right, the defender is going right the whole time. He gets up there, he makes that play on that ball. But Alex here, let's look at it from the other angle. Veteran quarterback doing veteran quarterback things. Watch. Middle. Looking left, looking middle, and then right throw. That defender, this is that defender that he was holding. He's not making a play on that ball. And neither is J.D. McKissic. Incomplete, and you follow this play up with a missed field goal. 2nd and 9. I always say pre-snap motion indicates man. Usually it does. In this case, they are actually running zone. You have the motion out wide. The defender follows him here, and they roll, and then it's zone coverage. Terry Mclaurin gets 6 easy yards there. I think that was a good decision there. Just snap, step, throw. Boom. Not much else going on elsewhere. One thing I always like to talk about with quarterbacks is just how useful the pump fake can be. Alex isn't thinking this. This is not how this play is designed for this to happen. But let's just imagine for a second, humor me. Pump fake Terry, right? If this is a pump fake, this defender's jumping up. This defender's already sitting. J.D. McKissic. But again, I don't want you to sit here and say, oh, Alex missed J.D. McKissic wide open for a touchdown, because he didn't. That's not how this play is designed. Get that ball to Terry McLaurin, get 6 yards. 3rd and 3 now. You need 3 yards, you get 4. This is, again, J.D. McKissic out of the backfield on the check down option. You need 3 yards, you get 4. If they ever snap the ball, here we go. Boom, just get to the sticks, catch that ball, get the yardage you need. This is the one where he almost went backwards and lost the yardage. Originally they'd ruled it short. Cam Sims over here, open as well. Doesn't matter which one you hit as long as you get the yards, and that's what they get here. 2nd and 8, Detroit brings a bit of a zone blitz here. They still only end up bringing 4, but he comes off the edge, and he drops back, covers this zone. You get 10 yards to Logan Thomas on his favorite route. Just get over the middle and just sit. Boom. It's there often. Catch it, turn around, get some yards. Easy, easy, easy. We'll just watch it from this angle. Logan Thomas just getting to the spot, getting in the middle of the zone. Stop, catch the ball, turn around. 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion, and it leads to 5 wide, empty backfield. Again, Detroit showing that single high look. This is interesting. First of all, these 2 defenders over top, McKissic and no one over top of Terry. Someday have a quarterback that can have the connection with Terry and just boom, hot, get that ball to him. 1st and 10. You're going to get 6 yards to Isaiah Wright. Right. Just right there. He sits back, allows the defenders to be pushed back by the deeper routes, and you get 6 yards. I don't always love this simply because, the quarterback here is throwing this ball a good, 15, 20 yards still to be at the line of scrimmage. But either way, you get 6 yards. Logan Thomas, again, running his favorite route. We talk about Alex Smith and checkdowns and whatnot. It is a mentality of his, get this ball out. Get the ball out. You got Terry McLaurin breaking open over the middle. Well, he'll probably be open. These defenders are probably staying up on these underneath routes. And so Terry will likely be open. Alex mentality is get that ball out. Guys open underneath. Don't wait around. Get that ball out. On average, that's what he's doing. You get 6 yards here. Not a bad play, not a bad decision. 1st and 10 again after a couple of runs. And it's a similar concept to this last play that we looked at. Look at Cam Sims down at the bottom. Once they snap the ball, they're going to snap the ball. Any minute now, they're going to snap the ball. Alex snaps the ball. You got Cam Sims. He's sitting here. These defenders have to bail. They can't stay with them because you got these deep routes going on. And then you've got the little hook route over the middle. And you got this flat. And Alex works Steven Sims right here. Gets you a solid 8 yards. He fumbles. And so you lose a couple yards there. But heads up play from Sims to Sims. Similar concept, similar design in a way there to the previous play that we just saw. 2nd and 4 now. They're driving, trying to get some points before halftime. And here's what they're doing. You just got some little slants, little hook routes here, and you got the swing route. And if they're playing man, Terry's route right here, this route by Terry, let me get that arrow, is supposed to hold the linebacker in coverage on McKissick. It's supposed to create a bit of a natural pick to get in his way just enough right there. Get in his way just enough to slow him down so that McKissick can get this ball and have some room to work with. That's exactly what happens. Makes the man miss 7 yards. 1st down. Now 1st and 10, and the Lions cover this play pretty well. It's pretty simple. First of all, I want you to notice Logan Thomas lined up out wide. He's just running a slant route that gets covered. Steven Sims running an over route. And then Cam Sims is running these in routes. Alex, just get the ball into Terry real quick. Keep moving. You've got 1:21 left. You're at the 33-yard line. Let's try to score. You can hit either one of these guys. Either one. There's no wrong decisions there. And then Terry McLaurin, just first fumble in his NFL or collegiate career, is also very close even still. But just a tough, not that there's ever a good time for a first fumble of your life, but this was a bad time. The Lions turn around, they go down the field, they kick a field goal, ultimately lose the game. You lose the game by 3 points. In no way am I putting this loss on Terry McLaurin. But turnovers result in points for the other teams, and that's what happens here. You were in scoring position. Instead, they end up scoring. 1st and 10, first time touching the ball after the half. Lions held the ball for 7 minutes. Alex Smith here trying to work down the field some. And you look right about here, and Lions are playing that cover 3, that zone. And, you don't have much going on. It looks like cover 3 to me. Nobody's open except for Antonio Gibson out of the backfield. Nice. Get him the ball, break a tackle, and get 13 yards there for your quarterback. I like that. That's a solid play there. That's a good way to start off. You needed to score. You need to score on this drive. And to be completely honest, they might be running cover 2. I'm not sure. This guy is bailing for his life, getting back here. I don't know what the deal is there. Cover 3, cover 2 exactly. But I do know is that it's 13 yards to Gibson out of the backfield. And here we go with the similar look we saw just before halftime a couple of times. Cam Sims at the top. It was Isaiah Wright, and then Cam Sims a couple times before this. And watch, they're going to have these, it's zone, so there's no man defender here guarding him. You got these routes that are holding these defenders. This route is pushing this defender back, and so Cam Sims is wide open here. Nobody's within 10 or so yards of him. Get this ball out to him quick, and you get 11 yards. Cam Sims with the ball in his hands is more slippery than we had thought previously. Takes a shot there at the end, pops right back up, but I like the way he runs with the ball in his hands. I like the design of these plays against zone coverage, where you got trips to the right and right. So you got 3 receivers to the right. You've got 2 defenders, and so they're gonna have to bail back. They're gonna have to get back, and that's what happens. They get back, get the ball out, make something happen. Get 11 yards, first down. 1st and 10 now. Steven Sims is back from being injured. They're just trying to work him on a little bubble screen. This play working is contingent upon him breaking that tackle. They know there's going to be an unblocked defender, so getting yards in this play is contingent upon him getting past that unblocked defender. This case, he doesn't. You only get a yard. Here we go on 2nd and 4. Classic Terry McLaurin slant. And watch how he wins at the bottom. Down there at the bottom, watch how he wins. One step creates yards and yards of separation. You get 20 yards, man coverage across the board. So it's a great time to call this because everybody else is over here. So there's nothing going on over here. And let's just watch that step. It's that step. And he forces Trufant to turn all the way around, and that's immediate success. 20 yards. That's such an easy read, such an easy throw for the quarterback. Terry McLaurin, quarterback's best friend. Let's watch it one more time. Alex just takes the snap, looks right, and just throw. Just get it to him. He'll do the rest. 2nd and 7 at the Detroit 11. Lions are running single high man with a robber. So you've got this single high safety. And then the robber right here, this linebacker, he's supposed to rob everything underneath. So you've got 2 zone defenders. You got man, and then you've got 4 rushers. Now, they cover pretty well here. I don't know if this is a fade route they're trying to hit to Cam Sims. Kind of looks like it. If so, he actually wins there. That's good to see. I'd like to see him. I think Cam Sims actually is a good player. Maybe I don't want to speak too soon. I think he may be a good player. He wins. If Alex sees that, Alex can float that ball to the back corner. And get it to Cam Sims here for this touchdown. He's looking McKissic's way underneath. And the linebacker jumps in front of it. Good play. Again, this guy right here is the robber. He is supposed to rob anything that comes towards the middle of the field. And that's what he does. That's what he almost does. He gets in position to do that. McKissic keeps moving. I think that Alex Smith begins to bail too soon here. Nobody's able to get open. Ends up being incomplete. It was just off the hands of McKissic again. Just a little bit out of his reach. I think Alex bails too soon out of this pocket still. Again, 58 there. He's the robber. And so Alex is going to take this snap. And he starts moving left, I guess, right defensively, left offensively, immediately takes that away. And then Alex just starts to bail. But look, when Alex is bailing right about here, he's got a clean pocket. Let me draw that a little better. He's got a clean pocket here. There's no reason for him to bail. If anything, bail this way, right? Bails out right, incompletion. I want to look back at Cam Sims, though. Watch Cam Sims down at the bottom. Win, man. Win. I would have loved if Alex was looking this way. If he's looking this way, he's throwing that ball. Touchdown, if it's a good ball. If it's a good ball, make that catch, and it's a touchdown for you. 3rd and 7. The Lions are running man or some sort of half man. It's hard exactly to tell exactly what they're doing. They ran some interesting looks. There is some man, and it looks like some zone as well. Alex takes a sack. You lose a yard on 3rd and 7. There's no reason that he took a sack here. I want to show you why. They talked about this on the broadcast as well. He's looking McKissic's way. They're trying to work McKissic. It's part of the design of the play. Just throw this ball out there, man. Just throw this ball. Take the snap. Boom. Throw this ball. There's no reason that this ball is not being thrown. There's no reason. That's just pure hesitation. You're at the Detroit 11. You have to get to at the 4-yard line, so you got to get right about here. And, maybe this defender comes up and makes the tackle, but still McKissic really just has to make one man miss, and it's not a first down, it's a touchdown. He had a few of those situations in this game. Let's look at it here. He's looking that way, right? Oops, I skipped, went to another play. Let's come back to this. He's looking that way, right? He's terrible arrow. Get it from his helmet at least. And he just doesn't throw it. Maybe he thinks he sees something that isn't there. And then at this point, he doesn't have much else going on. He could try to fit something in there and ends up running into a sack. Not a good play. Not a good play there by Alex. 4th and 13 now. You got sacked on 3rd and 7, became 4th and 8, and then you had a false start by Logan Thomas. But now Logan Thomas makes up for it, and I'm going to show you why. Boom. Deep hook, deep curl, whatever you want to call it. I like this call. Lions are playing man. This is something I would do in Madden. Not that that matters, but have your guy run to the sticks and isolate him and just run and turn around and throw him the ball on time. And that's what happens here. Whoops. That's what happens here. Throw. Boom. Now, it was easy, but there's another part to it that I want to point out, okay? Watch Alex. Boom, boom, boom. Pump fake left. Come back over the middle. Lions are in man, right? Okay, they're in man. And then you've got robber. We talked about that a couple plays ago. Deep single high safety. This robber is the guy you have got to worry about. You can't give him any reason to get over here and jump that and make the interception. Now, again, this is something we saw going back to Cleveland with Dwayne Haskins, and Dwayne knows how to do this, but he wasn't doing it. He was staring a guy down, right? He was staring a Logan Thomas in this situation down, leading the defense there with his eyes. This defender's, instead of heading this direction because of Alex's eyes and his pump fake, he's heading right here, gets right underneath that route. It's an interception, gone. What Alex does here, let's look at it. Alex is looking left. Alex is looking this way. He's looking that way. He pumps that way, pump fake, come back right, boom. That's how you open up a window for your receiver. You can see it even better from this angle, okay? Pre-snap motion, man coverage. Look at the way he's looking. Look at where his eyes are. Look at that fake. Everything's looking this way. Logan Thomas is this way. So that underneath defender cannot make a play on this. Comes back, immediately throws it, and boom. This is the guy you were worried about. Never had a shot at the play. First down. Really good job. Good catch. The ball is low. Good catch by Logan Thomas. 1st and 10. Lions are showing that single high look again. They're showing man with the pre-snap, with the motion, moving with the motion, trying to get figured out. It's a zone, right? Looks like cover 3. And these linebackers, it's play action. Also want to point that out. Washington, play action. They're trying to suck these linebackers up with the fake. These defenders, they're not all linebackers. And you open up a window there for Cam Sims. We saw this earlier. We saw this on the first play, a similar concept. Deep over, and let me fix this. Deep over, and in behind him. And that's Terry's opening up this window back here for Cam Sims, where he ends up getting the ball. Play action, hold the linebackers, the underneath zone defenders, and now you've opened up this hole, this window. You've opened up this window right there for Cam Sims, and this is a low throw. It's a good catch. Now, the low throw does protect him from taking that shot. It's a good catch. I like it. I like the catch. And he's able to protect himself as a result of the catch. Play action. Linebacker step up. Hit that in the second opening. Boom. Like that. 20 yards. 19 yards, Cam Sims. Another 1st and 10. Trying to move the ball. Trying to come back in this game. This game isn't over. Fly. Deep over route. Kind of like a seam and then a curl, and then you've got this route out of the backfield. Lions end up only bringing 3, dropping 8 into coverage. It's cover 2. Looks like cover 2. Deep, half. All right. And then all these underneath zone defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 underneath in zone. So, Alex decides to bail right. Logan Thomas. He didn't like him immediately. Great job of bailing. Great job by Logan Thomas. Moving with your quarterback. Giving him an outlet. Right about here. Immediately. You'd have to throw that ball right there. Alex hesitates. Now, you basically made this play harder than it needed to be. If you hit Logan right here in stride, let him keep moving, and he's going to get you some yards down the field. I doubt he's breaking both of these tackles, but he's getting you some yards, though, being able to catch and run. Alex hesitates, and you don't love the hesitation, but I love the bail. I don't necessarily love the hesitation. I don't necessarily love the bail, but it's incredible not only that Alex is playing football, but that Alex is able to bail right, extend the play, throw outside of the pocket on the move, and Logan Thomas does a good job. Move with your quarterback, open, boom, and you get 14 yards. 14 yards on that play. I like that. Again, we look at it from here. He's looking, pats the ball, decides not, because he starts left, comes back, and by the time he comes back to Logan, he's probably thinking too late, doesn't want to get that ball out there, want to risk an interception, risk a turnover, rolls out, finds Logan, 1st down. 2nd and 6. You've got McKissick motioning out of the backfield, empty set. This is just a sideline throw. We've seen this a few times now in this game, where you're starting off reading downfield, quarterback starts reading downfield, and he opts to immediately go to that check down, in this case, to the receiver. Just get him the ball with a few yards to work with. He can make something happen here. Gets 6 yards there. 1st and 10, and we all love this play. Everyone knows this. Simple slant to Terry. Against zone coverage, the linebacker here would be the one responsible to try to get out there and cover that. Alex is going to throw this ball in the first window, and I'll show you what I mean by that. First window would be right here. Second window would have been right there, and that goes for every throw. But in this case, you don't want to hesitate. You get it to him. He's open immediately. First window throw. Get him the ball, and he's able to avoid taking a shot because the linebacker, who would be the underneath defender, doesn't get there. Right? He reacts. He doesn't get there. And so Terry's able to catch the ball and avoid taking a shot, avoid that collision right when getting the ball. Alex even leads him upfield a bit, so a solid gain there. 1st and 10. Fourth quarter, the offense is moving the ball here now. They've been doing pretty well. And you've got another swing pass to Gibson. You got all this room, right? And, the Lions are showing that zone. They're showing that cover 3. And, you've got these end-breaking routes, these routes that are holding this half of the defense, this direction, terrible arrow, to allow the running back here to have room to catch the ball and have some room to work with. That's exactly what happens. Boom, throws it immediately. And look at all this room that's there right when he's catching the ball. Now these defenders here are closing in, immediately once he gets the ball. You want him to make something happen. I would love to know if this is the design of the play fully, if this is the number one option, or if it's just a check down option in this case, if Alex, and it seems to me like that is the case where you want to work it based on the defense. I would imagine if you see zone, you decide to go with this. If you see man, you opt for one of these other routes by the receiver, by the tight end. But anyway, all that to say basically that he gets his ball, but they close up the field and you end up losing a yard. 2nd and 11 now. Again, you have what looks like single high man with that safety over the top, that robber, and the underneath zone covering anything that happens over the middle. You've got a bit of a levels concept where you've got here this route at that depth, and you have the underneath and breaking route at that depth. And so basically these are just the same route, similar route being run at different levels, and that would be called levels concept. He looks right, and I would imagine that he's doing that to hold the robber, not to push him the direction that he actually wants to throw. Comes back left and gets his ball into Isaiah right, which is crazy because the ball does actually get tipped, but it still manages to get there. 1st and 10, and we should recognize this concept from the first Giants game, the failed 2-point conversion. Gibson here, out of the backfield, boom, out, and then back in. Hold that linebacker in coverage right here. Have him step this way, and then break back in, and you're open. Lions, again, showing that same exact defense as last time. Single high man, underneath zone defender, underneath robber, linebacker, and you work Gibson immediately. I'm going to assume that Alex is identifying that, and the moment he identifies the man coverage, he knows where he wants to go with the ball. In this case, that would be Gibson. And you have Terry as well up top who's opened himself up. You get 8 yards, and you're moving the ball. 2nd and 2 here at the Detroit 10, and this is a play that I actually really like, and they've run it a lot, especially the last couple of weeks. I like the exact design, the way that they're running it. I mean, it's a simple bubble screen, but I like the way they run it. Right hurdles, a beautiful hurdle, almost scores. I wish he would have scored. Would have been his first one. You might remember this play from earlier when Alex actually accidentally pumped fake this way instead of doing the fake handoff and almost messed up the timing of the play. But anyway, I like it because they line up in trips left, tight, bunch left, tight. And like I said, when you do that, you force these defenders to line up at different depths because they line up all right here, then everyone's getting in everyone's way. Someone's going to be wide open. You're forcing that, and then you're working the bubble screen, and now this defender, you've got right the ball with one man to miss, assuming that the blocks are made on the outside, which they are here. And that's exactly what happens. He has one man. He makes a miss. He just doesn't make the sideline miss. But I like that play. It doesn't break for these big, long gains or touchdowns, but you consistently get 6, 7, 8 yards out of it, especially right. I like Isaiah Wright on these opportunities. First and 10. This play is going to end in a throwaway. Now, Detroit, you may notice different. We've seen a lot of that single high look, that man high or cover 3 look. This time they're showing cover 2. That's exactly what they do. Half field. Let me try that again. Half field, half field. I hate those. Let's try this one more time. Half field, right? Underneath, zone, flat, middle. And then you've got the Tampa linebacker, and then you've got the middle. And then you actually have, I think, a spy here. I think that's what's happening there. They only rush 3. I think it's a spy. Now, in cover 2, against cover 2, this weakness right here. That and also this, the middle of the field. You beat cover 2 deep middle or out on the perimeter in between the underneath corner and the safety over the top. I'd love to see Alex throw this here. I'd love to see him make this throw. You would have to throw this ball right about there, maybe even less, maybe right about here. Just basically get it in between the corner and the safety. Now, if we go behind the quarterback and we can get a better feel of what he's trying to do, he is reading middle, Logan Thomas, running that, okay? And it seems like that's where he wants to go with the ball, and he stays on it maybe a little too long. He's looking there, looking at Logan, hesitates, and then he comes back down. Terry doesn't like it because he knows he's got this defender here. Looks left and then immediately leaves the pocket. I think if he would have stayed on Logan just a half second longer and thrown this ball right, let's wait for it, throw this ball right here. Throw it right here and to this spot, right about here, and I think you've got something there. He ends up bailing, scramble drill, nobody open. They've got 8 in coverage. Throw away. But like I said, I'd love to see this look left, look off, and then throw this ball out here. Boom. Get some yards. Again, bails, scramble drill. And I think he makes a good decision to not try to fit it into any of these spots. I think that was probably a best decision. Live to fight another down. 3rd and 5 now. You need to convert. You need to score. I want you to notice the trips right lined up in tight. Detroit has a single high safety, and they end up going with cover 3. But I believe 99% sure on that cover 3. Now you get a 23-yard completion to Steven Sims. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The reason that this happens is the man who made the tackle there, 27, Coleman, he does not get deep enough in his zone drop. His responsibility is back here. Anything in this area and the sideline. And he just doesn't drop enough. He leaves too big of a window. On top of that, this third defender, by that I mean he's responsible for a third of the field, he opens his hips inside. The moment that Steven Sims is breaking outside, boom. I mean, he's open. We've seen this a few times in this game, actually. And so you get 23 yards. A good throw by Alex Smith. We talked about last time throwing that ball in cover 2 over top the underneath defender and underneath the top defender. This is not cover 2 or anything like that, but just it's a similar kind of throw where you have to put some touch on it and you have to put it in the right spot so that neither defender has a play on it. You end up getting 23 yards on 3rd and 5. Great read, great throw. And let's see what Alex is doing behind the quarterback. Snapping this ball. Good job of protection by the line. Starts off left, comes back right, and he sees it and he throws it. Great job there. Good to see Steven Sims back on the field. 1st and 10, and you get another chunk play. 27 yards. That's 50 yards in 2 plays now. That's how you move the ball. That's how you score. Logan Thomas is running a seam route. Detroit cover 3. Boom, boom, boom. Thirds. And then you've got these underneath defenders. Logan Thomas doesn't have to worry about those guys. He's running right past them. He's open. You can't hesitate on this throw, and Alex is throwing it. Perfect. That's how you have to do that. Can't hesitate. Throw that. Good. Puts it in a good spot. He turns around and gets it. This outside defender, number 30, he's responsible for this deep third on this side. I think he just reads it early and starts moving that way and reacts quickly to it. To his credit, that's good reaction, good reading the design of the play there. This third safety over here, the high safety is way over here helping with Terry Mclaren. So it gives the impression of Cam Sims being left wide open, but again, you look here and Alex Smith is throwing the ball already. But either way, it's a good throw down the field, and you call him check down, whatever. Look who's open, it's check down. He goes down the field. But there will be situations where you will see similar type of openness. It could be any concept, but a player being open where you have to throw it, you can't hesitate. And Alex pats this ball, and then he holds it and hits McKissick on the check down. This time he's decisive, get it down the field, 27 yards. So 1st and 10 now, you are down by a field goal. You need to score to tie or possibly win the game. This is the miss to Logan Thomas down the field. I think people will remember. The first thing that I'd like to point out, though, I think somebody did something wrong on this play. You've got Logan Thomas. Let me draw that a line. Let me draw that again. You got Logan Thomas doing this, and you got Terry over here, and he's coming over here, and they basically almost run into each other. And I remember earlier on in the season, you had all these talks about issues with spacing, yada, yada, yada. Somebody did something wrong here. There's no way that they are supposed to both end up there at that same time. You look at that. That is not supposed to happen like that. Logan Thomas may have gotten a bad release off the line if you watch him here. And I'm going to guess that he is supposed to be further down the field at that point because he doesn't get a very good release. And so I'm going to guess that Logan Thomas is supposed to be somewhere around here and leave Terry open over here. I think that Alex was throwing this to Thomas. Maybe he's throwing it to Terry. But nevertheless, he just misses Logan Thomas. You would love to see Logan Thomas make a Jordan Reed-like one-handed catch, similar to the one he made on Sunday. Alex just misses him. He's under some pressure. And actually, you could argue that that's a roughing the passer call on the end of this play. If you look at the quarterback, that looks to me, the fact that he whipped him around and threw him down, that looks to me like roughing the passer. But anyway, he just misses him for what would have been a solid completion out to the 30-yard line, probably run and get some more yards down the field as well. But also, these two are not supposed to be so close to each other. Would love to know what went wrong there. 2nd and 5 now. We need some yards here. Bunch left. And you've just got Logan Thomas running this classic hook over the middle. Sims running a hook. And then you've got Cam Sims running the out route. And you've got Terry running just kind of almost like a fade. Seems almost like a decoy route. We run this play here, and he has options. And he decides to throw that ball to Steven Sims. Keep saying Terry. Steven Sims, he's got either of these guys. He opts for Steven Sims and decides to make that throw. This is another one of those where the cover 2, that's what Detroit's running, right? They're running cover 2, and you could talk about making this throw in between this shallow defender and this deep safety. But we need yards here. We need something here. So let's make the throw underneath and get 5 yards. Sims catches it and then slips. I also thought that Alex strangely put an enormous amount of heat or effort on this ball. He was a little late with it, honestly. This ball should have been out to Logan or Sims right here. It should have been out. Should have been hitting them right here. He sidesteps, and then throws it. And that allows the defenders just that half-second extra time to come up and make a play on that. Sims does a solid job coming back to the ball, I think, but maybe a little too far back and then slips. Anyway, you get 5 yards. Now you've got 3rd and 13 after a penalty. This is not at all where you want it to be. But I like how they isolate Terry, and you end up getting 26 yards. Again, another chunk play. Plays that had been missing from the offense for most of the first half of the season. Cover 2, man. Just base cover 2. That last one is not correct. Let's try this again. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Deep half, deep half. Cover 2. Man, just base. Just win. Beat your man. And that is what Terry McLaurin does. Wins off the line of scrimmage. Your best receiver, let's isolate him out there. Trust him to win. Throw that ball. And that's what Alex does. He's looking his way the whole time, but, I mean, you look at how far back these safeties are. They got to get right here. That's not a straight line. They got to get right about there. Ball is right there. It's at the 8-yard line. I mean, they are, 20 yards off the ball here. And then they start shuffling back. We need 13. We don't need 20 plus. And you just trust Terry to get open, and that's what Terry does. Beautiful, beautiful route by Terry and a very good ball by Alex Smith. 26 yards. Let's watch it from behind. He also does a good job with the throwing off the pass rush, not allowing them to be able to get a jump with the fake snap or the fake call. You know, they go on 2 or 3 or whatever, hut, and then they go, and it kind of forces a little bit of a jump there. See, throws them off just enough. Boom. 1st and 10. Feels like we used to talk about mesh so much. That's kind of what they're doing here, basically. Oh, McKissick hasn't even motioned yet. Let me try this again. Boom, boom. You just go for either one of those underneath on those crossing routes. Hit McKissick, let him get 5 yards. 2nd and 5 here, and they try to take a shot, and I'm fine with, giving a jump ball to Cam Sims. Let's give him an opportunity to just go up and get it. He's tall and he's big. You just got to give him a chance. The ball is thrown out of bounds, and so he never has a shot. It's too far. It's out of bounds. You got to put that right over top of the defender's head in this, in this case. He hasn't exactly won. Cam Sims hasn't won. Let's put it right over top of his head. Give him a chance to go up and get it. One thing I do want you to notice here, though, is let's look at Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas puts a bit of a move. They're playing cover 2-man. Puts a bit of a move on this linebacker and breaks over the middle. Terry also wins up here, but these safeties are not giving up anything else. So he's got help over the top, so he's not an option. Watch Logan Thomas. Boom. Like that. But at this point, he's throwing that ball to Cam Sims. Also, if he puts this ball on Thomas, that linebacker appears to get underneath of it some. You may have to put this ball up here, and it's just, I don't know if one of these guys can make a play on it. Probably not. Probably not the deep safety. Here, it's a tough ball you'd have to throw. That's neither here nor there. Let's just give Cam Sims a good ball so he has an opportunity to make a play on it. Look at it from this angle one time. Yep, nothing there. 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. You absolutely need to convert here. And here's what happens. Alex puts this ball low and behind Terry McLaurin. Now they've got a bunch left. And I'd be curious to know, so it's man. Logan Thomas, first of all, Steven Sims has to stop in his route to account for that rusher running in front of him. That throws off the timing of the play. Logan Thomas gets jammed. That also throws off the timing. So watch a snap later. Look at those guys right there. Let's go back just a little bit. Look at these guys right here. That does not look good. This right here is not good. All right. It's man coverage. You got Terry on the other side coming, and again, that mesh where you've got that natural pick. Look at Logan Thomas here. He knows his job is to get in the way of the defender. He does a good job of it without getting those pass interference calls. Gets in the way and allows Terry to get that separation, get that space. Alex just misses him. He should have had the first down. Another thing I'd be curious to know about, though, is Steven Sims. I'm wondering if this is a route where he decides whether he wants to stop or he keeps going based on the coverage. I'd be curious to know because he stops here. His defender is still tangled up in here. And if Sims decides to keep running, I mean, he's open. Now, Alex never looks his way, so I don't think he's getting the ball. Alex kind of, I don't know if he's pumping. I think that looked like he was actually going to throw that ball. It's tough to know and to know exactly where he was looking. He's looking at Logan. It looks like now he's looking at J.D. McKissick right here. but he knows that you need 5 yards and that this defender is on his back. So it looks like he wants to throw it, opts not to, feels the pressure, and then misses Terry. And let's see if we can see it from this side and get a clear view. Yeah, it looks like he wants McKissick, and he that's not a pump fake. He's going to throw that ball. And it wouldn't make sense to pump fake the man defender. He's about to throw it, and I think he sees that defender, changes his mind, comes back to who was maybe his second read, Terry McLaurin, and he just misses him because Terry's got the space, right? Terry's got the room. He's got to put this ball right there. 4th and 5. 1st and 10 now. And the Lions went with a lot of man on this drive. They were basically saying, just beat us, and make good throws. You have to make better throws against man coverage. Alex goes to McKissick here, and he just misses him really more than anything. He misses him. Lions have pretty good coverage. Terry even is covered. He kind of does the fake out and then comes in. Trufant stays on the end, so he's covered. If Terry decides right here to break this way, then I think he's open, but he decides this way, or I don't know if it's an option or if that's the way the play is drawn up, but either way, Terry is covered on that play. Let's look at Cam Sims down from that slot position on the down at the bottom, and he's just running kind of a fade route, and I think he actually does get it. I think he gets open by NFL standards. I think I would call that open. Love to see Alex throw that. He was more aggressive down the field. He's opting for McKissick here. I mean, that's the matchup you want, is McKissick versus a safety in this case. And now we talk about the many times that we've got, this check down, this design call to the wide receiver as a check down option. I'm going to guess that they were calling that because they'd seen and were anticipating a lot of cover 3, a lot of zone cover 3, which they got. And lots of times when you saw it happen, it worked because, again, against zone, these routes here are going to push these defenders back. Against man, it's a pick 6, right? And so I think that the moment Alex identifies that it's man, which is probably pre-snap based on this motion by McKissick out of the backfield and the defender following him out there, he knows, well, okay, he just followed him out here, so this is a no-go. So he never even looks that way. Opts for McKissick against man. Simply misses the throw. Let's see it from behind the quarterback. Miss. Remember, Detroit was running a lot of man here. This time they're showing that single high. That's what they're doing. Single high safety. Underneath Robber. Now, Alex I thought he played well all game. This last drive of the game, I didn't think he was very sharp. It also didn't help that you had pressure because you had Morgan Moses switch to left tackle, Sharp coming at right tackle. That definitely affected the game, and I'm going to show you why right here. Steven Sims, he was turning some guys around in this game. I'm going to show you where Steven Sims has won his route. He won right here. Based on the fact that he is breaking in, he's gotten this cornerback to open up his hips like he's going that way. Steven Sims has won. And watch. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at this. Wow. This ends up being an incompletion. Well, let's see why. Because Alex was looking this way and wanted to throw that ball. Watch this rush. Alex wanted to throw this ball. All right, he is looking that way. Hike the ball. Middle identifies that single high safety. All right, keeps him there. He's looking right. He is looking this way. He's looking Steven Sims' way. I'm telling you. Because, and you know that right about, let's move it up just a bit, right about here. He's not looking here or here or here. He is looking at Steven Sims. He wants to throw that ball. He is about to throw that ball. He's about to throw it, but he's got the pressure coming in his face. So he holds on to it. And now, could he have made that throw? Could he have gotten his arm back and made that throw? I don't know. I can't tell you. He avoids the sack. I think the ball just kind of he's getting hit. Because he's trying to get it to Logan. I think Logan kind of stops, sees the mess going on, and kind of does a good job here of coming back to his quarterback. Alex wants to get that ball there, but maybe it's for the best that he didn't, because Let's go back to that play. Don't leave just yet. Those defenders look like they may have been able to, both of these, maybe one of them gets there. But I want to look at Steven Sims one more time because, if we're able to get this ball to Steven Sims, we're at the 44, and we're getting this ball to Steven Sims out here past the 40, and this man-in-man coverage maybe turns around to make a play, maybe doesn't. This man's already beat, so it might come down to Steven Sims just beating this safety. That's what it maybe comes down to. And this safety is still dropping, even though Steven Sims is wide open here. Sucks. It sucks that this play wasn't able to happen because that almost puts you in it's just a really big play that you would love to have. Now, Washington got bailed out by some penalties that are debatable on this drive. We're not looking at them just because those actual plays by the quarterback, in this case Alex Smith, don't actually count, and so that's just the reason we're not looking at it. Also, there's already, I think, 57 dropbacks that we're looking at. But again, I thought Alex just was not sharp on this drive. He missed Logan Thomas early. He missed McKissick later on. He missed Terry underneath. He misses McKissick here. He just misses him. Detroit has made it clear that they are playing man and telling you to beat our man coverage. And honestly, Washington is. Their receivers are. Alex is just not very sharp. 3rd and 10. And I thought Alex hadn't been very sharp on this drive. I thought he was sharp on this play. Cam Sims is running just a dig route, kind of like that. And he steps out and he goes in. Let's do this. Let's try to draw this even better. He steps out, and then he goes in, and then he kind of takes it up, and then he breaks in. Watch it. And that's that last step up and then back in is what gets him open. Right here, he's stepping up. Cam Sims is who we're talking about again. And then he breaks in. Now, he slows down a bit there, which I don't love. This is man. This is not zone. You got to keep going. Don't slow down in the zone, in between the zones. There are no zones. Pressure almost kills this play again, though. Watch Tajay Sharp. Pressure around the edge. I'm going to show you where Alex Smith is. I'm going to draw this line. I'm going to keep it there. Watch what happens if Alex doesn't take these steps left. That's a sack. That's a sack if Alex doesn't take those steps left, okay? Alex takes a few subtle steps to the left. That's what good quarterbacks do. Buy yourself just enough extra time to make this throw. Left, throw. Boom, tough catch. Great job by Cam Sims. Let's watch that one more time. Let's watch it in slow-mo. Boom. Strong hands. Other thing I want you to notice on this play, let's watch our best friend, Terry Mclaurin, at the top of the screen. I think he's just being truly double-teamed. I think that they are doubling him. These two. Watch Trufant. You would think that it looks like Terry beat him, right? It looks like Terry just beat him here. But no, I think Trufant is actually playing a trail technique where what's going to happen is Trufant is going to stay underneath. The safety is going to stay over top. And that's what happens, right? That's what it looks like. He doesn't just beat him. Trufant stays underneath. You've got 2 men on Terry. They respect him, and he deserves the respect. I don't love much of anything about this play by Alex. You've got Jeff Badett or Bidet. I don't know how it's pronounced, but you've got him in there. Looks like Terry Mclaurin may have stepped out of the game for a minute. He's kind of just running a fade route. Single high, man. What they've been running, they've been playing man all game. It's either been single high, sometimes cover 2, but the cover 2 has more so been double coverage on Terry Mclaurin. And just forgive that. He just predetermines that he's going to throw a deep ball to Jeff Badett. And I hate it. I don't like it. It's not a good throw. The safety is actually able to get there based on where the ball was thrown. And you're throwing it to a guy who, if you're throwing it to Sims, to either Sims, to Mclaurin, okay. And now I'm no expert, but he takes an inside release on an outside kind of fade route. It's not really a seam. It doesn't look like. It looks like a fade. He's supposed to fade outside of the numbers. Inside of the numbers, outside of the numbers. He's supposed to fade. There's no way it's cover 1 or it's single high that he's supposed to fade inside. He's just giving himself to the safety, okay? He's fading outside the numbers, which in my mind would deserve an outside release So you would go inside, outside. He went outside, inside, outside. That's what it looks like to me. That looks like youth to me. If he's running a seam route, you may run a seam route against that single high safety where you go boom, boom, get that ball. Maybe not even at that angle, boom, boom, just like that. But he is not running a seam route, I don't believe. It looks like he is running a fade route because he starts fading outside. Looks like before he even knows that the ball has been thrown, right? He's fading already, and now he's looking for the ball. So it's impossible to know. It's impossible for me to know with 100% surety or assurance that everything I just said is correct. But it really, really seems like it's correct. And I just don't love throwing that ball to Bidet, however it's pronounced. Morgan Moses giving up the spin move, giving up pressure. Alex Smith taking a sack. And the other thing to notice here is it's your boy Cam Sims. He's been doing things all game. Boom. Cam Sims. Let's work Cam Sims. Let's work the guy who's hot, not the guy who has not, I don't believe, caught a pass in his NFL career. Maybe one or two, maybe a couple. Or the guy who takes an outside release on a fade route from the inside. I'm sorry, takes the outside step and then inside release on a fade route from the slot position. Incomplete. I don't love that. I don't love that at all by Alex. What is a man coverage beater? Crossing routes. Get those guys tangled up. Man coverage, crossing routes, tight formations. You got this tight, they're out tight, and then you've got this crosser, and then something kind of like that is what's going on, it looks like. And Terry McLaurin gets open. In the madness, Terry gets open. All right. And I want to draw it better just for my own sanity. You've got Terry on the crosser, Logan on the crosser, and then you got this kind of going on. That's how you beat man coverage. Watch how much room. Look, Terry wins off the line, okay? He wins right there off the line. But watch how much more room he gets. Look at how much more room he gets because he ran those crossing routes. You created that chaos, and now you get 11 yards. Let's see it from back here. Terry, boom, he's open there, right? But watch him once he clears all of this. Now he's open. Now he's really, really open. 11 yards. 1st and 10. We know Detroit is going man again. Question is it cover 2? Is it single high? They're not even bringing any blitzes. They're showing single high, right? That's what they're showing. Watch this. Right after the snap. Bale, 21. And now you've got 2. Cover 2. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to point out on this play is that J.D. McKissic motions out wide and then manages to run just a horrible double move. I'm trying to draw what he did, basically. That's what he did. You can't. Supposed to go boom, boom, boom. Sell that inside, sell the slant, and then go. Oh, just a terrible, terrible, terrible double move. and it kind of also hurts because, you know, he had the defender leveraged. His hips are facing this way. And so what McKissic has to do, I almost said McLaurin, what McKissic has to do is go inside just enough, get him to at least flatten out his hips. And then that's when you go up the field and you will have won. If you don't run a good double move, then he is in good position to cover you. And that's what he is, in good position to cover you because you ran a terrible double move. You rushed it, too excited. Oh, I'm getting the ball in this. Let's look at Alex because I'm willing to bet that is his first read. I'm willing to bet that he's looking middle, hold the safety, and then looking right. And then, no, he didn't get open. So I'm willing to bet that what Alex does here is he's looking middle to hold the safety, and then it probably immediately identifies then that it's not cover 2 or that they're doubling Terry. Not sure what's happening there, but it's cover 2 essentially. And then looks McKissic's way. McKissick's not open. Probably comes down to Cam Sims. Cam Sims isn't open. Throw that ball away. Yeah, I think that's a good decision there to get rid of that ball. I think that's a good decision. If McKissic does run a good route, then he will have a window to throw this ball. The safety probably gets there still, but not before the ball gets there if you throw a good ball. If it's cover 1, single high, then there's no safety there. But none of that will have mattered because McKissic ran a bad route, incomplete. All right, what is Detroit showing versus what do they run? They've been playing man this whole drive. We anticipate they're going to continue running man. We have pre-snap motion all the way across the formation, and you have this defender following him all the way across the formation. So we know they're still running man. They look like they're running cover 2, right? That's what it looks like. What it appears to be is single high. You see at the last second, this guy bails, and it appears that in this case, he is the robber. So rather than we'd see one of these linebackers coming back and playing the robber from this spot, you can also have this safety come down and play the robber, and that's what happened. So that's what it looks like to me, is that this safety now is playing the robber, and he's playing the deep middle. This is just a drop here by Steven Sims. Unfortunate, not good at all. This linebacker in coverage on Logan Thomas right here seems to just get kind of lost in coverage. Maybe forgets that it's man, or Logan kind of sizes them up pretty well and then breaks inside. Logan had some nice routes against tight ends, against linebackers here on this drive. Watch him here, boom, and then in this game, another one came on an earlier drive. Maybe it was this drive. I'm sorry. Anyway, Logan gets himself open. Alex opts for Steven Sims and just ends up being a drop. And now the last attempt of the game. Steven Sims makes up for his drop on the last play, gets you 11 yards, gets you to the Detroit 23, making it a 40-yard field goal instead of a 51-yarder or so. Simple. Just a simple out route from the bunch right. We know what Detroit is doing, right? We know a good way to beat this man is with these bunch tight formations where these defenders are getting all scrambled up, and boom, that's what happens. He wins immediately. Defenders, he's nowhere in sight. Terry Mclaurin up top. They're double covering him. Again, respect that. Gets you 11 yards. And then you make the field goal, you tie the game up, and then we know what happened after that. Ultimately, it was a heartbreaking loss. But I feel that Alex is the one who put them in position to be able to experience a heartbreaking loss rather than just a blowout loss. You got to, commend the way he fought back, got this team in scoring position, and tied the game there at the end. He definitely had his handful of misses. He should have had a touchdown to McKissick in the first half. Missed Logan Thomas that whole last drive, he was just not very precise, not very accurate. He was also dealing with more pressure due to injuries. But overall, Alex played well. It's hard to knock a guy who had 390 yards, and they weren't coming in garbage time. 38 for 55, no fumbles, no interceptions. He should have had at least 1 or 2 touchdowns, but he's definitely operating this offense at a higher level than anyone else has, and he's playing better than we'd seen him even a couple years ago with Jay Gruden. He's playing at a high level. You hope it can continue, that guys can continue to get opportunities, that they can continue to evaluate for the future. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, it was a longer one, 55 passing attempts. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, follow us on Twitter at Todd, the letter N, Todd Podcast, and check out our podcast. If you only see us on YouTube, you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out. We will be back next week. Thank you for watching.